everybody, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how I do another floral design. I am doing it on this glass bottle, and I will be using flat brushes, of course. I am going to be using a number 12, a number 10, and a number 8, along with my number 1 liner brush, and last but not least, number 4 Deerfoot Stippler. Alright, paint I'm using is Warm White, Fresh Foliage, make sure my lid's on, Thicket. All of these are folk art products, combination of enamels and multi-surface. This is Perfect Purple, Butler Magenta, Moon Yellow, Wicker White, Burnt Umber, Red Violet, and Yellow Ochre. Oh, one other one I forgot to mention. What did I do? Oh, no, I did. I'm sorry, I did. Because I threw in the burnt umber at the end of doing my paper sample. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started using the number 12 flat brush. A number 12. And I'm going to try to do this design as best I can on this bottle. Obviously my space is relatively limited, but I'm going to be using the Butler Magenta. Oh, did I say magenta in this? I'm actually doing magenta too. I think I threw the bottle away. Sorry about that. Alright, and then I'm going to stick into some of the white here and do my blending stroke. So, you can stick a side of your brush into the colors you want, do a blending stroke, or you can set these beside each other and blend, going into whichever color you want more of, and do the blending stroke in between the two of them if you want to do it that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start at the top here, and use just kind of a little bit of a wiggle stroke, and have the lighter part of the magenta for this part on the outside. And then I'm going to come over, actually do another stroke beside it because I want it to be a little bit wider. Just come down, and then I'm going to switch it around and have the darker at the top. And I'm going to come out here and then just kind of wiggle around and pull it down. And then I'm going to come over to the side here and do maybe a little bit of a darker version over this way. And then turn it around here and use the lighter coming up like that and coming down like that. If you don't like how it ended, then you can go back over it again. Again, coming over this way, wiggling it a little bit, and then wiggling down, and then just pulling up on it, like that. Alright, so then we're going to come down just below this, and do more of an opened. Just kind of pull it up, and then just make some little, and then flatten it out. If you want it to be darker, you can go back over it again, pull it down, flatten it out, and then just turn it a little bit, flatten it out, and then do it over here. And basically it's going to be, a 5-petal flower is what it is. Do that a little bit. Now on the bottom petals, I am going to have the light part on the outer side, just like so. If you wanted to have more white on it, then you go ahead and tip it into the white more. It's fine for me if it has more of the pink on the outer side. And the Butler Magenta, like that. Alright, so then we're going to flip over here, and I'm going to do one that's more in the center, to bring it up, and kind of just, like I said, just some little points at the top, but a couple little ones, not real sharp. And then I can turn it around like this and do just a little bit. Actually, can turn my brush around if I want to be dark on the outer edge, coming back down like that. You can play with your brushes a little bit. They don't all have to be going the same direction or with the same colors. It's kind of fun just to play with them a little bit so they have a little bit of a different look than, you know, they're all looking the same. Not necessary for them to all look the same. Okay, so then on this, what I'm going to do is flip it up. Come down here a little bit, but flip it up. And just kind of wave it a little bit. I want to have a little bit of a space in between here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, this one would with the red, or the pink, darker pink. Have a little bit of that and just come down here. And you can close this up if you want to. I just still want a little bit of a opening in the center of the chew here. But I'm trying to make these more opaque looking because that does add durability to your design if it's opaque. Alright, so let's keep going here. And then over here, I'm going to do more of a light kind of combination here. And then come out here, I'm going to flip it back a little bit. Let's do it again. Guess I'm just making it a little bit darker, a little bit thicker. Like that. Just a pretty little design, very, very spring-like, I think at least. And I just want to get more of the white in here. And then I'm going to do just a big petal up in here. Let's come back down here. Just add a little bit more thickness to it. Like that. That's good to go. And then let's see, we're going to add another one over here. And I am trying very hard to keep my fingers out of it. But it's kind of just doing these. I can go like this too and do it up around it, up around it. And then if I want to, come along here and just do like another level of petals, but with the darker part, and just slide it in. Alright, so then I'm going to switch my brush. I'm going to go to my number 10, and I'm just going to do a few smaller little flowers, and I am putting them into the yellows, And I'm going to just make sure I have enough paint on my brush, but just do little petals. Again, if you feel like you don't have enough paint on your brush, just go over it again. It's fine. And if you want to dip it into the burnt or the yellow ochre, you can do that as well. I am going to be using the yellow ochre though still here briefly. And then I'm going to do another one just kind of down here wherever you think you need to place them. I'm only going to do 3 of these. And this just to give them a little pop of color. Just a little pop. Again, I'm trying very hard not to touch my design or touch it on the paper because I'm really good at doing both. And then I'm just going to put another one down here. Again, I'm just sticking with 3. Not trying to do a lot of them, just 3 of them. Alright, so I have 3 on there. The next thing I'm going to do is take my liner brush and I'm going to take some of my Thicket, because as you can see I have some of these. I'm just going to try very hard just to pull them down. If you don't want to do it as a vine, you certainly don't have to. Or if you want to have individual stems, that's great. More power to you. Up to you. On these bottoms though, I am doing just a little where I kind of pull these around. Just around the base of the flower and like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. Again, I'm trying to hold this up so I don't mess it up. And I apologize if you can hear my dogs barking. They are both upstairs, but you can still hear them a little bit. So you never can do a video without them barking. It's just par for the course. And I'm just going to bring the stem down here to this one. As I always say, if you don't feel like doing stems and you just want to have it to where you have leaves around your flowers, that's perfectly fine. I just like to have the stems, because that's initially how I did my design. So again, perfectly up to you, however you want to do it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Leaving creative license to you. The bottles are so much fun though. I really definitely like to paint on those. I mean, they're such pretty pieces to add to your home decor. You know, if you want to decorate with them in your bathroom even, they're great light. You have company, just leave the bottles on. Batteries are inexpensive, definitely. They're a lot of fun. Alright, so the other thing I did on my design is I did just a little vine and just kind of swoop it up and do very simple with this liner brush. Very simple little flowers, just as little fill-ins. And again, I did more on my paper than what I'm going to be able to do in here, but that's fine. These are just purely to add some color, definitely just for color purposes. So I do little stems and then just put little pieces to come out like that, away from the actual stems, just to give it some color, because I'll be adding some color to it. You can just have a few little pieces that come off, or you can have a lot. Whoops, back into my camera again, sorry. I raised it up some hoping that would help, but apparently not helping a great deal. Alright, I'm just going to stick with 2 of them up there, and then what I do is just take my liner brush, and I'm doing the Perfect Purple and the Red Violet, and I am just taking my brush and just doing more of an abstract kind of a flower, just pushing the brush down, the bristles down, and just kind of dotting them without really creating specific dots. More of a, I guess, oh no, I did hit that. Dagnabbit, see, I do this every single time. I think I need to raise my camera up higher so I'm not doing this all the time. Dagnabbit. I'll fix it. Let me get this done and I'll fix it. Sorry guys, I try not to make messes, but I do it all the time. It's the only thing hard about working on a bottle when it's round. Definitely easier when something's flat. So right now I've just done the Perfect Purple. I'm going to come back in, not even cleaning my brush. I'm going to come back in with dots of the Red Violet. Again, just more of an abstract type flower. It's not a real thing. Abstract. Put that in, and I'm going to come back over here. Got that mess going on down here. Makes me sad. Okay. See, now you know, every time I paint I make a mistake, right? I mess it up. It would be a bigger deal if I were selling it, but I'm not. So I'm just trying to go through here and just tap in to give it some more color. I'm going to kind of scrape it off a little bit, and then now you can go back in if you want to try to put maybe just a little bit of lighter color in here. For this one I'm using a little bit of the, oh, I shouldn't do that too much, a little bit of the warm white, and just a little. It's not going to be a lot. And I'm going to come over here and tap in some of it, just around it. It just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to take the lighter green and then just come back in here and just act as though I'm trying to put some leaves around it, even though I'm really not. These aren't really leaves. They're just little splashes of color. Just little splashes here and there just to kind of fill it in a little bit. And just keep doing that until you're happy with how it turned out. Like I said, it's just to add a little bit of color, fill in some of the space. If I were going to be selling this, of course, I would want to have that all around it, but I'm not selling it, so again, my little errors that I'm doing here are just awesome. I'm going to touch it up though, and then, whoops, once I do that, I'm just going to come down here a little bit. So if you waited and you put another coat on here, it definitely would cover it better. See how much thicker that particular petal is. So just keep that in mind. If you want to go over it again once you're done painting, give it some dry time, that would be fine. Alright, I need to put a little bit more of this white out, and then we'll get to the leaves. Once I do the centers, and we'll be done. Very easy. And just keep in mind too, when I'm painting, that my designs are meant to be easy. Definitely meant to be easy. Alright, so on these yellow flowers, I'm just going to dot in the center, very simply with this Deerfoot Stippler. And then I am going to come back in with the burnt umber. Tap that in. And tap that in. I'm not being real neat with it, more loose, which is what I'm trying to be with this design for some of it, and that's fine. So I did that. Then I'm going to come back in with the bigger flowers, like this one's open, and I'm doing more of the yellow, the moon yellow, and the yellow ochre on the inside here. Now this one, if you want to tap the back end of it into a little bit of that, the little white here, you can do that. You just don't want to overwork it too much. This one here, I am going to put a little bit of a center in, and that's why I wanted a little bit of a space to include a center for that one. So both of them have it. Now if you want to do brown around it, you can. For this, I'm not going to. So I'm going to go ahead and get some leaves in here. The leaves I'm doing are actually going to be with the Thicket, a little bit of that fresh foliage, and white. So I'm just doing simple little, I guess a lot of them might have been really simple little flowers or leaves lately. Just try to fill them in here where I need them. And then I just put them in different directions. They don't all have to go in the same direction. They can go in around the flowers, down the stems, just making it simple. I'm here to say that your painting does not have to be difficult or intense to be nice. You can easily pull these little leaves down out of the side of the flowers. If you want. And I like to actually paint over the top of the flowers so that you're kind of layering it in a sense, but it's actually more true to nature, because when you're painting, if you try to keep everything separated, you know, that's not nature. Nature just will be laying on, you know, if you have a bouquet, it'll be overlapping and that type of thing, which is more accurate when you're painting and you add leaves, so they're not just all kind of, well, here I am, I'm separated, I'm not touching anything else, and we're good to go. My painting, we're touching everything, including what you've already painted over. I'm going to leave it at this, and I think it's a very pretty design, very colorful, and I hope you like it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. And until the next time, you have a good one.